In the early 1900s, Charles Schwab was one of the richest people in the world. He went from being a simple employee to the president of the Bethlehem Steel Corporation, a steel and shipping company. At the time, Bethlehem Steel Corporation was the second largest steel producer in the world. But who would be satisfied with second place? Schwab therefore wanted to increase the efficiency of his employees and motivate them to perform even better. Schwab's goal was for his employees to achieve twice as much and only need half the time, but this was unreachable without outside help. The oil magnate John D. Rockefeller Sr. therefore suggested that Schwab meet with Ivy Lee, a highly respected productivity expert and communications manager. Schwab then arranged a meeting with Ivy Lee. Lee then said to Schwab, "Give me 15 minutes with each of your managers." When asked about the cost, Lee replied, "Nothing. We'll just talk again in 3 months, and then you can give me a check with as much money as you think is appropriate." So Lee thought that Schwab would voluntarily give him more money than he could ever have asked in exchange for his service. This raises the question of what productivity technique he could teach the employees in just 15 minutes that would lead Schwab to voluntarily give Lee more money, and Lee could even trust that he would receive money from Schwab. It is precisely this productivity technique, the so-called Ivy Lee method, that you will learn to master in this video. To understand it better, we first need to know what exactly makes us unproductive. I could now list and explain the reasons that everyone mentions, such as lack of motivation, inefficient time management, unclear goals, or distractions, which are obvious. But to find out what the main reasons for unproductivity are, you need a better and deeper understanding. In fact, there are only two main things. First, procrastination. Procrastination refers to putting off tasks even though you are aware of the negative consequences. It is a behavior in which you delay important tasks to do more enjoyable things, which can lead to stress and loss of productivity in the long term. In other words, instead of simply getting on with work, we distract ourselves by doing unnecessary things. For example, scrolling through TikTok or checking out the latest Instagram posts of our favorite athletes. The main reasons for this procrastination can be varied, but often the fear of failure, excessive demands, lack of motivation, or insecurity play a decisive role. For example, this can be the case when you have to prepare a presentation or have an important exam coming up. Here, uncertainty can take the form of, "I don't know exactly how to start. I'm unsure whether this is right or whether I'll make a fool of myself." To avoid this uncertainty, we often turn to things that are familiar to us, such as scrolling on TikTok. This distracts us from our heavy and responsible duties. This doesn't make the tasks disappear. On the contrary, they get worse, and a negative spiral begins. So starting first is more important than a perfect result. I know it can be difficult at first, but you'll soon realize that it's not that difficult, and you'll save a lot of time. In addition, I'm going to give you a trick. I've used this in the past, but I've never shared it before. Start without the pressure of perfection. Set clear intermediate goals, divide the process into small steps, use the 5-minute rule, and visualize success. Now you're probably wondering what the 5-minute rule is. The 5-minute rule says, set yourself the goal of starting a task for just 5 minutes. This short period of time often helps me get started, and you will be surprised how much you can accomplish in this short time. The key is to make progress and accept mistakes, not to be perfect from the start. If you want to work more productively than others, you need to understand procrastination. That is, reduce all these uncertainties and simply get started. We'll look at how to do this in a moment. Before that, the second point that prevents us from getting more done in the same amount of time: working inefficiently. Once we have started working, perhaps because the deadline has suddenly come dangerously close, we still don't get as much done as we could. Even if we make the most of our time, that means doing as much as we can at the same time, checking emails while we're on the phone, rearranging our to-do list, and thinking about what's for lunch. Multitasking works in principle. Obviously, we can do different things at the same time, such as watch videos and talk, but we can't concentrate on two things at the same time. Multifocus is impossible. If two tasks take up your concentration, your brain has to keep jumping back and forth between them, and that is unfavorable. Did you know that we check our emails on average every 5 minutes, and then need about a minute each time to fully focus again? This means that we waste an average of 1.5 hours per working day just checking messages. A quick little bonus tip to this: it helps enormously to mute all notifications so that you are not torn from your concentration every 5 minutes. Then, of course, there are other interruptions, perhaps when someone wants something from you. For these reasons, it is impossible to perform very well on a task if you are constantly dividing your attention between different things. To work more efficiently, you should only focus on one thing at a time, and on the thing that is most important. We often fall into the trap of thinking that all our tasks and all our responsibilities are important, so we want to get everything done right away. This may feel productive, but it's actually the opposite. At the end of the day, you won't get the really important things done. In short, an ideal productivity technique should reduce procrastination by specifying exactly which tasks need to be completed and when. It should also avoid inefficiencies by preventing multifocus and prioritizing the really important tasks instead. And most importantly, it should be so simple that it is easy to use and works in practice. And not just in the first few days while we are still highly motivated, but in the long term. And here's the best part: if we put all these points together, we get the Ivy Lee method. If you found value up to this point, I would appreciate your support by subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. Your input matters, so feel free to share your thoughts or suggest topics that interest you in the comments section below. But we're not done yet, so let's keep going. The Ivy Lee method consists of 5 steps. First, at the end of the working day, make a list of the 6 most important tasks for the next day. Secondly, prioritize the tasks according to their importance. The most important task belongs at number 1, and the least important task belongs at number 6. This step helps you avoid procrastination and uncertainty. Thirdly, the next day, work through the tasks in the order you have set. Also, complete the task in full before moving on to the next one. This avoids inefficiency as you avoid multi-focus. Fourth, move unfinished tasks to the list for the next day. Fifth, repeat this process daily. This sounds simple and very good in theory, but what does it look like in real life? What did the Ivy Lee method do for Charles Schwab? Was it even possible to see results after such a short time with such a simple method? And this is where things get interesting, because after 3 months, Schwab and Ivy Lee met as agreed. Whether it is possible to see any results at all with such a simple method after such a short time is yes. Bethlehem Steel's efficiency and turnover have risen sharply. In fact, Schwab was so pleased with the results that he wrote Lee a check for $25,000 and later stated that the Ivy Lee method was very easy, time-saving, and the most profitable consultation he had ever received. That gives you a rough idea of how well the method works. I've been using this technique for a long time, and not only have I become a real fan of the Ivy Lee method, but successful entrepreneurs, CEOs and executives like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg also use this technique. Give it a try too. It's a simple and effective way to organize tasks and increase productivity. And the best thing is, it hardly takes any time. But if you'd rather procrastinate a little more, feel free to write your thoughts in the comment box below and watch our other videos. Have fun with it, and see you next time.